All right, we're on Mutt.Exchange under the expert tip section looking at the October 30th market update. Let's get right into it. There's quite a few things to go over. 49er cards are hot, guys, because the theme team's so popular. If you have any golds, any low to mid elites, chances are the prices are up, probably at all-time highs. So definitely check your binder, sell any of those anytime you're sifting through the auction house looking for profit, maybe in the middle of sniping. You see cheap 49ers, buy them. Focus on the linemen. Skill positions outside of QB aren't moving as much due to the amount of options at the positions, so keep that in mind. Quick coins available in the store if you haven't redeemed it already. All right, if you buy 190 most feared card, 260K or less, that might be a little bit tougher right now, but you should be able to get it for 260, 280, maybe 300. The prices might be up a little bit since I'm recording this video, but if you're patient, you should be able to. 187, 90K or less, 282s, 9K or less. When you convert that to fear, it'll equal just under 48,000 or 370K coins. You go to the most feared store, part of the store, under fear store it's called, and then you trade it in. Moss was selling for about 500 today, so after tax 450, you clear 40. Tomorrow, if we get one that spikes to maybe 550, you'll be able to clear 80. So if you haven't done this, make sure you do it. It's basically free coins. All right, and then underneath this, we go over and make some notes about almost every single overall in the game, different things that you could be doing with the overall, just different thoughts. Let's start off real quick here with 82s. They had a couple good ones today. The Noah Brown and Austin Johnson team of the week. We'll go over them just in a bit, but they were good. Team builders, again, because of 49ers, had a couple solid ones. Even Charles Haley was decent at one point. Let's see, what else did we have here of note? 83s and 85s seem to be in the team builder part, so those could be coming up. I'm going to do a little bit more research, but those seem to be really good investments coming up for the weekend. If team builders ends up dropping on Saturday. 86 has the David Andrews set that's real strong. The pieces for the Andrews set, so that one's decent. Zietler was okay too. The pieces are available on that one. 86 team builder Floyd was a great one. We're going to scroll down and see him in just a bit. Like I mentioned, 89 Andrews. I'm skipping over some of them. You guys can obviously go back and read this. I just wanted to point out some of the highlights, just show you what we got going on here. And then again, you can come back, refer to this. We're going to update it hopefully every day, every other day, as often as we need to point out good opportunities. So finally here on this list, though, 90s. Most feared specifically, those prices I've seen, they were pushing like 250, 230, 260. Those just seems like no-brainers. The sets cost way more. If you're trying to upgrade your team, they're basically rentals, even though they don't quick sell for coins. I really don't see a world where you're going to get crushed on those and lose a ton of coins. So I mentioned those there. And now let's get to the really cool part, all right? So we go through by hand, curate a list. We're putting them on a silver platter right here, even with some notes. So let's jump into these. We call them notables, and basically they're just profitable opportunities or cards that if you're looking for your team, you should be jumping on, all right? First one, 87 Hero Pack. We put the requirements below. So you can see it needs 385 Legends, and we put a target price, so we put 30K or less on those. And then the second part of the set, you need 182 Legend at 9K or less, okay? So if you add those up, 4 cards in the set, 400K. So under best option, you're going to see 2. On mobile, you do have to zoom in a little bit. Once you get the hang of it, it's okay. If you're on desktop, auto zoomed in by default, so you're good to go. But there are 2 cards here, DeCastro and Freeney. DeCastro has tended to be the better of the 2, but you definitely always want to take a look just to see if you can get more value out of the one. But on the actual spreadsheet part of it, here we go, target price. So that's what we want to be into the set, 100K. We want to sell that card for 120 for a high end of 145. Different consoles are going to have different possible results. Sometimes PlayStation higher, sometimes Xbox. Definitely always be checking before you do this. I don't want you guys hitting me up saying, man, I lost coins doing this. If you follow the information that's on here, you can't lose, okay? We did it all. We checked the prices. Just make sure that you're doing your part and staying up to date with what's going on in the market right now or while you're working on the set. Okay, to the further right part, you can see profit. That's after tax. High-end profit is after tax if you can sell for the high-end sell price. Okay, sometimes you'll be able to, sometimes you won't, but it gives you the variation that if you're patient or you get the timing right, you'll be able to make sometimes 2 to 3 times the amount of coins you could just selling at the regular sell price. Okay, and then sales per day. Being that these cards are pretty strong, that's why we like them. They're selling 50 plus times a day. Free a little bit less, but the Castro has definitely been decent. PlayStation, like I said in the notes here under considerations, he's up right now. If you're watching this, stop and go working on that because that's a really good one. A couple reasons why the 85s or 87s are okay, because the 85s that it takes to make them are constantly expensive. So it seems like they're a good deal. You know, they're probably going to be used again in the Legend set this weekend. And so, yeah, they tend to be pretty good. Even the 90 De Castro and Freeney can be decent. I've seen them fluctuating. Sometimes Freeney's a little bit higher, sometimes De Castro. If you're looking for cards for your team, those could be good builds to do. Sometimes, you know, if you are looking and you don't mind taking the extra couple minutes, I've noticed too, again, sometimes the sets are less. So definitely keep an eye on those. We'll keep skimming down through. 89 team builders. There were 2 here specifically that David Andrews, okay? The requirements here, 386 AFC East, and we want to pay 64K or less, and then 286 is at 40K or less for a total target price at 260. Sell him for 300 to 330, hopefully. Profit anywhere between 10 and 37K, and he's selling about 50 times a day. So is Clowney, but Clowney kind of fluctuate. You got to keep your eyes on him. Yeah, it's one of those ones that, you know, if you're timing it right, you can do pretty well. They're definitely selling pretty consistently and both have opportunities, but you always want to make sure, okay? And then you get down to 86 team builders. Those are just tough to build, so their prices are pretty well insulated just because of the way the set's set up. And yeah, if you see any of those spiking, always take your coins and sell, move to the next one. You could always buy it back cheaper later. 86 team builders also have a really good one that I mentioned before, was Floyd, because he's a 49er. You can build him 67K, sell pretty much for 100 and 110. So that's a really good one. Not a lot of coins are needed, and you can still make good profit. 88 breakouts, that was another one that had quite a few. And they definitely fluctuate back and forth. Sometimes it's Anton Harris, sometimes it's Quinnen Williams. I've even seen Thibodeau, especially on PlayStation. Him right now, if you're on PlayStation, go do him. He was selling like over 200K. Will Anderson was even sneaking into the picture. But yeah, Anton Harrison and Quinnen Williams seem to be the best two. Definitely check the prices while you're completing the set, but there's definitely profit in those as well. So take a look there. 86 Gridiron Guardians. That one needs 583 Gridiron Guardians. I've seen those, you know, basically 9.5. So you can be into that set 45. Chris Boswell was the runaway winner in that one. He's the kicker for Pittsburgh, selling over 100 times a day. Easy coins on that one. On the low end, it looked like 15K. High end, about 27. And that's after tax, too, so that's really good. Next one, Gridiron Guardian, was 89 Zietler. There was a couple, or excuse me, he was decent. He's one of the ones that if you want for your team, he pretty much becomes a rental. And when I say rental, I'm not talking about cards that just sell for quick sell coins. I'm talking about cards that you can buy so cheap that even if you have to resell it after a couple days, you're not going to really take a hit on coins. So they're basically a rental to me. And Zietler, I think, falls into that category. The price on PlayStation was a little bit higher. On that one was something else that I noted. So he has a little bit of profit in him, but he can spike, so we'll have to keep an eye on him. Still one decent to do, especially if you need him for your team. 87 AKA. This one, Dion, he's crazy. He's selling 300 plus times a day. There's a set right now that you need 381s to build the 83 AKA. So basically, you're building that for 15K, and you need 8, so it's 120. And those were selling for 160. I've seen it going as high as 180, 200K even, all right? So that's good profit in that one, and he's selling a ton. So it's pretty much a no-losing situation, I think, there. 88 KAs had Creed Humphrey, all right? That one, you needed 4 AKA 85s and 1 Creed Humphrey 85. Basically, they're all running around 32K. For a total of 160, you could sell him for 190 to 220. The other cool part about these, the new word on the street, I kind of just got hip to this. If you do AKA sets that had an LTD version, like Creed Humphrey, Tyreek Hill's another one, but I don't think his math added up right. But let's stick on this Creed Humphrey. Since he has an LTD version, if you complete the set for him, you have the opportunity to pull the LTD still, which is pretty cool because that card's going to quick sell for 350. You basically get free coins. And being that the set already is a no-lose situation, if you need them for your team or you're just trying to profit some coins, try it, see if you get lucky. You know, so that's a cool thing about the AKA sets. At least the ones that have to have an LTD version though. All right, so keep that in mind. Because like this next one, Teron Armstead, he's an 89. He's one that's really weird. PlayStation, he was crazy profitable at the time I was posting this. All right, so if you're on PlayStation, check him. Xbox was a little bit lower, still okay. He didn't, obviously you can see profit 1,000, so he's not much. But the high-end profit is crazy. So keep an eye on him. He basically becomes a rental and just a good card if you're trying to upgrade your team and not, waste too many coins. 87 Game Time had a really good one, all right? It's a kind of an obsolete set, but I see 80 the 84 game times popping up all the time for 20K and less. So right now you can basically be into Greenlaw for about 100 to 105K. He's selling for 130 to 150. Easy profit. He's a 49er, so pretty much a really good one right now to check out for consistent profits. 82 team of the week had a couple. Noah Brown, Austin Johnson. I mentioned them earlier. This is just one of those ones, like if you're just grinding on the game, you're sniping, you're sifting through filters, and you see cheap 79s for 2K or less, grab them. Put them into the set. They're selling all pretty well, 100 plus times a day, easy profits, low risk, high reward. So that's a good one. 82 team builders also had a couple because of the 49ers, I believe. I don't even want to try pronouncing one guy's name, but Brendel was really good on Xbox. So if you're on Xbox, definitely check him out right now. That one took 380s, 3K each, 178. So you're into that set like 10K or less, all right? And then you really have a card that you're selling for 15 to 25. 25 might be a little bit high now, but definitely 15. That seemed pretty strong on that, all right? And then finally, we have 78 AKA for the super grinders that are never too proud. Their ego's not big enough to walk away from making coins at any point. And those are my kind of guys. If you see 76 is cheap, which I do all the time, they pretty much have no use. So there's 700 coins each, 3 of them, 2,100, 25. Fred's selling 47 times a day for 7 to 8. So that's just the easy one. You know, anytime, again, you're on the auction house flipping through, you might as well grab them. Those are all good things, guys. This is the update for today. I hope you enjoy. Guys, jump on these things right now. There's 13 different things that you could be doing right now to get profit in the game. Jump on it, and hope you guys enjoyed. Appreciate you reviewing it.